And now the moment we've been waiting for is here.
What is up, Sugarland? Welcome back home. We are here live at Constellation Field as we get ready to kick off a 10-game homestand here between the Sugarland Skeeters and the Long Island Ducks to get things started here. The Ducks will be here for 3 nights, and the York Revolution will come on in and wrap up the rest of the homestand. It's going to be an exciting one, folks. We've got plenty of giveaway nights, plenty of fun around the ballpark to be had. The sun is out. It is a cloudy night for those in the Houston area. Hope everyone has been safe. It's been a pretty stormy week. Last night, pretty heavy rain. Earlier this week, we were hit with some pretty heavy rain, but Tarba's off the field. The sun is out. As I mentioned, a few clouds. They look a little ominous, but we are on track to play some baseball tonight, and I got to say I'm pretty excited. Your Skeeters, they return home here. They are 9-5. They're going to face the Ducks, who own the best record in the Atlantic League at 10-3. So, a kind of a clash of the Titans here tonight in the Atlantic League between two of the top teams, and first time these two teams have met since September 30th last year. On that day, the Skeeters won the Atlantic League Championship. It was their second title, their second in the last 3 years. So a reunion here. The Skeeters hoping to pick up right where they left off against the Ducks, beating them in 5 games, the Atlantic League Championship Series last year. Well, since we last talked, guys, there's a pretty good amount of changes that have gone on with the team. Well, let's start with a few of them here. Let's get the good news for the bad news. The good news is activated off the disabled list, and he's starting tonight. That's your 2018 Skeeters MVP, Anthony Giansanti. He'll be playing second base tonight and batting second. So excited to see Captain Sugarland resume his post. Also activated off the disabled list, that's going to be Jason Martinson, the infielder. So 2 guys added on to help beef up the Skeeters roster because there were some losses. But before we get to those losses, one more big addition. You remember him last year. Courtney Hawkins had 18 home runs, 72 RBIs before he was picked up by the Cincinnati Reds. Atlantic League All-Star Courtney is back. The Corpus Christi native, former first-round pick of the Chicago White Sox, and one of the most
Hello, Shane, and it is a nice Friday night at that. Check out this blue sky above us. We've got some awesome Skeeters baseball coming up, but first, Shane, I've got to know, who is our Toasted Joe K-Man and Holiday Cleaners cleanup out of the game?
Ryan Court. He is now with the Mariners organization, and infielder Will Maddox, who joined us on Sunday in the last homestand, and he is now with the San Francisco Giants. So 3 players lost. Also, James Loney, former big leaguer, former Los Angeles Dodger, the Elkins High School native. He announced his retirement also on the road as well. 35-year-old, 17-year pro career, obviously with his 11 years in the majors, longtime Los Angeles Dodger, a heck of a career, and he has decided to hang him up. He was a great guy. I personally want to thank him for just being very receptive. A lot of media requests for him that I had to facilitate, and he was always so good about it, and we're going to sure miss him out here. So like we said, a lot of roster movement. Also signed to the Skeeters, former Major League left-hander Matt Perk. For those TCU Horned Frog fans out there, probably recognize that name. He was drafted in the 3rd round of the 2011 draft out of TCU. He played last year with the Las Vegas Aviators, a AAA affiliate of the Mets. So got a good amount of Las Vegas Aviators. We had Cody Ashe, who obviously not on the team anymore. Kevin McGowan, the right-handed starter, he was with them last year. So a lot of turnover on the roster, but it's an exciting time. The Skeeters, they won 5 in a row. That's the longest winning streak in the Atlantic League. And we're going to see the 2 best teams in the Atlantic League go at it tonight. 2 managers, Wally Backman and Pete Cavillia, a lot of Major League experience. They're shaking hands as lineup cards are being exchanged. We're going to take a quick break here in just a minute. And, as mentioned, we're getting ready to broadcast you some Long Island Duck and Sugarland Skeeters baseball here tonight at Constellation Field. The weather has cooperated so far, and fingers crossed that it'll stay that way. And looked at the forecast myself today. It doesn't look like we're supposed to get rain until about 11:30ish tonight, so we should be good. And as we mentioned, the 2 best teams in the Atlantic League squaring off. The first time they've met since the Skeeters won their 2nd Atlantic League title, so an exciting night here at Constellation Field. It's Friday night. It's the weekend. Hope you are listening at home, got your feet up, ready to watch some Skeeters baseball. Ryan Posner here, your play-by-play man. I'm going to be driving the ship tonight as the Skeeters look to make it 6 in a row. We'll be back here in just a second, and we'll preview tonight's starting pitching matchup, and we'll get you starting lineups as well.
Nothing provides the flexibility to watch the Skeeters on your time like our exciting mini plans for the 2019 season. Some of our plans include a fireworks plan with tickets to all of our Friday firework games. Catch the buzz on the weekends and come away with some of our hottest giveaway items with our Saturday night plan. Enjoy the ultimate flexibility with our Pick 8 plan, giving you the chance to pick out 8 games that work best for you. Visit SugarlandSkeeters.com to find out more information on all of our mini plans. Sugarland Skeeters, more than baseball.
What's up, dudes? Pamela Printing, the preferred printer of the Sugarland Skeeters, the name you hear most often in Fort Bend County. People are talking about quality, dependability, on time, and helpfulness in producing a great business piece for their company.
Texas Farm Bureau members get free tickets to Skeeters home games every Sunday all season long. Just show proof of your membership at the ticket office to get 2 free tickets to any Sunday home game while supplies last. Visit texasfarmbureau.org/sports to learn more about this offer and other benefits associated with your membership. This offer is exclusive to Texas Farm Bureau members and is only available while supplies last. So become a member today. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of the Sugarland Skeeters.
Plan your next group outing at beautiful Constellation Field. Looking to celebrate a birthday, host a large-scale event like a company party, or just looking to bring a large group to watch a baseball game? Constellation Field has you covered. We have several birthday packages as well as seating options that include our party suites and picnic plaza, as well as the field plaza to best accompany your group. Visit SugarlandSkeeters.com or call us at 281-240-HITS for more info on all of our group packages.
Catch the Skeeters at Constellation Field from May 10th to 19th as we gear up for our biggest homestand of the year. Take the throne on Saturday with our Game of Thrones night, including a Pete Incaviglia Game of Thrones themed bobblehead. Spend Mother's Day at the ballpark on Sunday and enjoy our Sunday Fun Day with pregame autographs and kids run the bases. If that wasn't enough, bring your pup to the ballpark on May 16th for Bark in the Park and Thirsty Thursday presented by Sierra Nevada. We'll be hosting Pink in the Park on May 17th, sponsored by Memorial Hermann, as we honor and raise awareness for breast cancer survivors. Stick around Saturday for a post-game concert from country music artist Corey Morrow, presented by Silver Eagle. There's something for the entire family this homestand at Constellation Field. Visit SugarlandSkeeters.com for more information. Memorial Hermann Sugarland Hospital has been named a recipient of the highly coveted 2016 Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award, the nation's highest presidential honor for performance excellence. Memorial Hermann Sugarland was recognized for its outstanding commitment to sustainable excellence through innovation, improvement, and visionary leadership. Memorial Hermann Sugarland is the first Houston area healthcare organization to earn the prestigious Baldrige Award and only the third in Texas. The Sugarland Skeeters are proud to partner with Memorial Hermann Sugarland.
Winter is coming to Constellation Field. Come help us celebrate the final season of Game of Thrones on May 11th as we'll be hosting a GOT night as we take on the Long Island Docks. Fans in attendance will take home a Pete Incaviglia Game of Thrones themed bobblehead. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime chance to take the throne and take in some Skeeters baseball. Visit SugarlandSkeeters.com or call us at 281-240-HITS to get your tickets now.
The Skeeter Buddies Kids Club create countless memories that will last a lifetime for kids ages 4 through 12. With 2 packages that are sure to meet your budget, the Skeeter Buddies Kids Club, sponsored by Meadow and Sugar Mill Montessori Schools, offer exclusive moments, such as batting and pitching lessons with players and front-of-the-line privileges for Kids Run the Bases on Sunday Fun Day. For more information, visit SugarlandSkeeters.com. Sugarland Skeeters, more than baseball.
Welcome back, Constellation Field. Ryan Posner here. We are going to play baseball tonight here at Constellation Field. The Skeeters going to take on the Long Island Ducks. Those are your first place defending champions, Skeeters. Getting ready to begin a 10-game homestand here at Constellation Field. On the mound tonight for the Skeeters, you see him right there. That's left-hander Roy Merrick, who's making his 3rd start of the year. A little bit on Roy while we got a minute here. Roy, 1-1 with a 0.90 ERA. He made his debut April 27th through 5 scoreless, allowed just 1 run on 5 innings on May 2nd. He started the first game ever at BB&T Point Ballpark in High Point and took a loss, tough loss. You know, he allowed 1 run on 6 hits and 5 innings of work, but it was a 3-0 loss. The Skeeters' bats have come alive since. We'll get more on the stats to that, but while we got a moment here, let's look at the Long Island Ducks lineup tonight. Batting leadoff, playing center field, Ray Fuentes. Steve Lombardozzi going to be batting second and playing second base. Kirk Neuenhuis, the former New York Met. There's a lot of them on this roster, playing left field and batting third. Lou Ford, back with the Ducks. He's DHing. He will be batting cleanup. Batting fifth, David Washington, also a longtime Duck mainstay. He'll be batting fifth, playing first base. L.J. Mazzilli, batting sixth, playing right field. Hector Sanchez behind the plate, batting seventh. And Rando Moreno, He's going to hit 8th and play third base, and batting 9th in that shortstop, the former Lancaster Barnstormer Vladimir Frias. And Brett Marshall, former Skeeter, welcome back to Constellation Field. He'll be getting the start tonight for the Ducks. Ray Fuentes has stepped in as we're just getting ready to get this homestand going, the 10-game homestand, the marathon homestand. Get ready to start Roy Merritt's first pitch to Ray Fuentes, in for a strike. Ray Fuentes, one of the many big leaguers on this Long Island roster. They pretty kind of reloaded from last year. You know, a lot of the guys that you recognize from the Long Island team as 1-1 as Merritt's second pitch misses inside. They got guys like Dan Lyons, Cody Puckett, names that you've come to kind of know that are always going to be the Ducks roster. John Brownell, their pitching coach, all gone. As Fuentes hits that up the middle, and that's going to get by Anthony Jansanti, who's playing second base tonight. That'll be a base hit, leadoff hit for Ray Fuentes. And you hear that jumbling of the headphones. That can only mean one thing. My partner, he's a little out of breath because he ran in here at Kyle Dawson. Kyle, catch your breath. It's okay. I'll fill some time here while we got.
What's up, my friend? I only have a few minutes until I have to go down and do something else, but you know, we got to get that weather report in.
Yeah,
so.
I mentioned how it looks a little ominous, but I don't think we're supposed to get rain until about 11 tonight. But Kyle's down here at Constellation Field AccuWeather Forecast Center. Kyle, what do we got tonight?
Well, I'll tell you, Ryan, we're down here. The wind is howling. No, really, honestly. 75 degrees. It's a beautiful night. It's a little overcast, obviously. 77% humidity. The sunset's going to be about 8:04. The wind's coming out of the northeast about 10. So we're in good shape. We're going to get baseball in tonight. That's for good thing. So.
Yeah, no, the way the weather's looking right now is pretty amazing when you consider what it looked like the last night. I mean, it was storming pretty hard, and Lombardozzi now has worked a 1-1 count. Take over to Cordero, and the weather didn't look great. We pulled the tarp off this morning, and I was pretty sure we'd pull it on at some point today, but we have not. The weather is really cooperating, so that's been beautiful. As Lombardozzi grounds out to Silverio, he'll throw across to Jansanti over to Cordero scoops it and gets the out. 5-4-3 double play. Albert Cordero with a nice pick over there at first base. Finish that one off. So just like that leadoff single by Ray Fuentes is erased. 2 down here in the first. So Roy Merritt does a nice job. But Kirk Neuenhuis, the former New York Met, going to step on in. Didn't give you a chance to even get that Skeeters lineman yet. Out and left, Courtney Hawkins, welcome back. He'll be getting the start out there in center field. Jared Mitchell. CJ McElroy out and right, from left to right in the infield. Juan Severio at third base. Alvaro Rondon at short. Anthony Jansanti, the cap, at second base. Albert Cordero over at first, and Cody Stanley behind the plate. And Roy Merritt on the mound to finish that battery mate there. And Roy Merritt gets a strike one across here, too. So Roy's shown pretty pinpoint control early on in the year. He's thrown 10 innings, just has not allowed a walk, has 6 strikeouts as Neuenhuis fouls that back. He's the only pitcher on the Skeeters roster with at least 9 innings pitched and no walks on the year. So he's shown great control early on. Kyle Dawson multitasking like a champion tonight.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, it's been one of those nights, one of those weeks, and, with the weather and everything, we just got to do what we got to do.
I mentioned it in the pregame show. I hope everyone's safe. I mean, I'm a Californian, so the way I saw rain earlier this week had me pretty frightened. I was looking for my Thunder Buddy all week long, but the weather today's been great.
Thunder Buddies for life, man.
Yeah.
I'll be your Thunder Buddy.
I appreciate that, man.
Well, being from here, it's something we're used to, and actually I was out and about today. I went down to Rosenberg, and it doesn't look as bad as probably the news sources are making out to be. The roadways look good. And good. I was able to get in and out pretty quick. So.
And Neuenhuis lays off that breaking ball just a bit outside, so 2-2 now to Kirk as the Ducks are rocking their black tops. Cedars also rocking the black tops tonight.
The Chris Parsons special.
Yeah, black on black, and we seemed to favor the black uniforms last year. That's why our playoff theme was Painted Black, the Rolling Stones song, and they haven't worn them as much this year. Fouled off by Neuenhuis.
I wonder where that came from.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So I think they've had
listening to the players.
They've had a pretty even blend this year. I feel like the whites have been worn a lot. The blue jerseys, or new light blue jerseys, have been worn a pretty good amount as well. I think that has a lot to do with the material They're a good material.
Yeah, it's all about the comfort of the players. I've talked to them about it, and it's just what they're comfortable with. That's about it.
And Neuenhuis pops that foul off to the left side.
I'll tell you this much: they like the sublimated jerseys. They don't like the sewn on at all. It's too hot.
Out here, you really want, if you can get any type of mesh material, that's huge. And Neuenhuis has worked a full count here, 2 down in the top of the first. A double play ball kind of escaped Roy Merritt early on, and just a bit outside as Neuenhuis is going to work the walk.
Just missed.
And Merritt, body language leads me to believe he thought that was a strike. Kyle, go on.
I was down on the field, and a couple things. First, shout out to my little guy. Throwing the first pitch, 8 years old.
That was a dart from Will.
Yeah, I was like, come on, get it right down the strike zone, but we'll work on that.
Did you see Channing Frye, the former Cavalier forward? He threw at the first pitch of the Indians game a few weeks ago, and it wasn't 50 Cent bad, but it was in the conversation of 50 Cent bad. It missed. I mean, there are camera people. Those poor camera people don't even suspect that they're going to hit with the ball. And all of a sudden, that ball whizzed by the head of a camera person that was just sitting by the backstop. And Lou Ford,
the ageless wonder.
The ageless wonder of the Atlantic League. He's DHing tonight for the Ducks.
So, Ryan, a couple things. I was down there on the field doing baseball buddies and obviously catching Will's first pitch. And, Hawk's back.
Yeah.
Great to see Hawk.
We were talking about him in the last broadcast. And
we had to do a little catch-up real quick, and I'm so excited about that guy. But the other one.
As Ford pops that one up in the infield, Albert Cordero under it. Kyle, we'll get back to that story because Albert Cordero has caught that one. A leadoff single from Ray Fuentes, but Roy Merritt gets a double play ball to Steve Lombardozzi, and that's it here in the top of the first. No score between the Long Island Ducks and your Sugarland Skeeters. Be back here in just a second.
Thank you, Shane. Yes, I have a contestant out here that is super ready to race against Swanson. This is Lucas, and he is ready to go. All right, Lucas, take your spot at first base. All right, Swanson's over at second. You ready to go? Okay, on your mark. Get set. Go. And Lucas is off and running with Swanson. You were supposed to run. Oh, I know what it is. He was checking out those new bases. Is the third one the same? Is it a little bit different, Swanson? Oh, it's not facing Lucas. He touches third and runs right past you. And he's going to win the race. Better luck next time, Swanson. Back up to you, Shane.
Night include a Game of Thrones themed bobblehead. Spend Mother's Day at the ballpark on Sunday and enjoy our Sunday Fun Day with pregame autographs and kids run the bases. If that wasn't enough, bring your pup to the ballpark on May 16th for Park in the Park and Thirsty Thursday presented by Sierra Nevada. We'll be hosting Pink in the Park on May 17th, sponsored by Memorial Hermann, as we honor welcome back. We're live at Constellation Field, bottom of the first. No score between the Skeeters and the Long Island Ducks. Jared Mitchell going to lead us off, stepping on in as Brett Marshall, the former Skeeter, delivers the first pitch. Mitchell's kind of squared a bunt there, took it back, ball one. Real quickly, Jared Mitchell leading off, playing center field. Anthony Jansanti, the cap, he's back. Batting second, playing second base. Cody Stanley, batting third, playing catcher. Juan Severio waiting cleanup. Albert Cordero, he's batting fifth. Courtney Hawkins back in the lineup, a great familiar face to see there. He's batting sixth. Dennis Phipps batting seventh. Alvaro Rondon in the 8-hole playing shortstop. And CJ McElroy, Batting ninth, playing right field, and Roy Merritt, he threw a scoreless first on the mound as Mitchell quickly works a 3-0 count. And Kyle, when we left and went to commercial break, you were talking about how great it is to have Courtney back. And not only is it great to have him back in the lineup, obviously the power, and Mitchell works a 4-pitch walk there to lead things off. The power is cool. That's great. But the person is good to have back on the roster too.
You can tell the difference already in the dugout a little bit when I was down there, and then the other one is right now about to come up to bat. Anthony is a caged lion. He is ready to go. He is ready to play, and watch out because I have a feeling that he's going to just come on the scene quick and hard.
So when Brett Marshall was here, the walks were kind of his problem. Control seemed to elude him at times, and he's leadoff walk here to Mitchell, and now Jan Santee steps in. That one's low, so 5 straight balls from Marshall to go in. I couldn't agree with you anymore, Kyle. Anthony was chomping at the bit. Every day I'd go in there and just see him, and I could just tell he was just getting antsy. I mean, he was taking batting practice. He had a little bit of a hamstring issue, but he's back. He's playing second base, and he's getting his first AB of the year here. The breaking ball from Marshall in for a strike.
And he kind of backed out of that one. I think he's just like, let me have a strike real quick and take a look at this, and now I'm ready.
Well,
so
Marshall does 5 straight balls to open the game. You got to kind of make him
you do.
Come to you a little bit there. Breaking ball inside from Anthony Jansanti, Captain Sugarland, number 21, making his season debut. I mean, I'm excited. I mean, I looked at the lineup card today, and it kind of gave me a little nostalgia. You see Courtney's name in there. You see Anthony, Coco playing first, Rondon at short. And then you got the new guys like Jared Mitchell. And as that one's in for a strike now, so 2-2 to Anthony. Jared Mitchell had quite the road trip. He hit 3 home runs. He actually had a 6 RBI game while we were out in Lancaster on the doubleheader on Tuesday this week, and that matched the all-time single-game record in Skeeters history.
Yeah, it did. Pete came back, and talking to him in my office, actually, he was very, very pleased the way the team battled and did well with all the issues they had, because we had 5 guys leave.
We had 5 guys get picked up. James Loney, we mentioned, retired. Josh Prince, he was released this morning. We've lost a good amount of players. We added a little bit, obviously, with Courtney, Anthony in-house being activated. Jason Martinson, the infielder, activated. Chris Colabello, former big leaguer, joined us on the road. He's inactive right now. He'll be back at some point. So 3-2 now to Jan Sandy. Rips that foul into the picnic
You can
closet.
tell he's ready.
I was watching him take BP this morning. I was also watching Courtney take BP, and you forget how much power Courtney has.
Courtney off the tee in the field is amazing.
Courtney can hit his pull power. He doesn't take a lot of balls to the opposite field, but his pull power is ridiculous.
The unfortunate thing for Skeeters fans is Courtney's probably not going to be here long.
No, and it's bittersweet. You want him to be here because he's such a great person, and he's a great personality to have.
And Pete expects that.
And, that one inside, but Marshall gets the called strike, and out number 1 there is Jan Santy down looking for out number 1 here in the bottom of the first. Jared Mitchell got the leadoff walk. So, Kyle, you mentioned that the team kind of fixed some stuff on the road. We left here. We had 3 home runs in the first homestand. Do you want to wager a guess how many home runs the team has now?
14, because I looked it up with Pete yesterday.
The Skeeters are leading the Atlantic League with 14 home runs. They went absolutely bananas on the road, and part of it was this guy stepping in, Cody Stanley, the catcher. He had 2 of them. He had both of them on the game 2 of the doubleheader Tuesday night. Skeeters scored a season-high 15 runs that day.
When Deacon asked Pete about, yesterday or 2 days ago, Severio hit 2 bombs.
Yeah.
And Pete said, were these just, Deacon asked, are they quick bombs out of that little 290 porch? He goes, no, these are major league, big-time, big boy bombs. He goes, old guy can still hit it a country mile.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's so true. With that 1-2 count now to Cody Stanley. Brett Marshall on the bump for the Ducks. And Stanley pops out one straight up the chute. Out in center field, Ray Fuentes looks to be under it. He is under it. And that'll be good for out number 2 here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, Pete, talking to him yesterday, was just very happy with the way things played out. Wasn't expecting a whole lot with all the changes that got made. And, to go out and sweep Lancaster like that was a huge, big win for the organization.
I mean, it's early, Kyle, but you go up 3.5 games in the division, and we just know the Skeeters team. I mean, this is only my second year here, but just watching them win all those games last year, 3.5 games feels like 10.5 games. Just the way that this team plays, and when they get on a roll, they just seem to never stop. And now you kind of run into you run into a brick wall here. The Ducks are 10-3. They've had a great start to the year. You get a guy like in Brett Marshall tonight that a lot of guys on this team have seen a lot.
Yeah, I would expect us to have some success tonight, but you still got to play the game. But Coco got hot, which was a big thing.
Yeah.
My experience with the Skeeters all these years, aside from the first year, which I know they weren't very good, this has always been a good baseball team. They will battle. They will go on runs. Aside from probably the 17 team, they were not as prone to the streaks. I think they probably had a little bit too many losing streaks as opposed to the winning streaks. But every year, it's just they know how to win, and I think that's the Skeeter way.
Yeah, after last year, no complaints. And Jared Mitchell with a huge jump. He's going to walk into second base. Stolen base for Jared Mitchell here, as Juan Silverio now 2-1 here, 2 down. Bottom of the first, no score between the Skeeters and the Ducks. Jared Mitchell, absolutely, just talk about a steal. I mean, that is a prototypical steal.
I think he straight robbed that.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty much halfway between first and second base before Brett Marshall even got into his delivery out at the stretch there. So Jared Mitchell, a stolen base, number 4 for him on the year. The Skeeters actually second in the league in stolen bases. Only the Ducks have more. As Severio chops it to third base. Moreno has it, throws it over to David Washington, hits him right in the numbers, out number 3. So the Skeeters get the leadoff walk from Jared Mitchell, but that is all here in the bottom of the first. Still no score between the Skeeters and Long Island Ducks as we open up a 10-game homestand here at Constellation Field, and we'll be back with some more Skeeters baseball in just a moment.
What's up, dudes? Pamela Printing, the preferred printer of the Sugarland Skeeters, the name you hear most often in Fort Bend County. People are talking about quality, dependability, on time, and helpfulness in producing a great business piece for their company.
Texas Farm Bureau members get free tickets to Skeeters home games every Sunday all season long. Just show proof of your membership at the ticket office to get 2 free tickets to any Sunday home game while supplies last. Visit texasfarmbureau.org/sports to learn more about this offer and other benefits associated with your membership. This offer is exclusive to Texas Farm Bureau members and is only available while supplies last. So become a member today. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of the Sugarland Skeeters.
Plan your next group outing at beautiful Constellation Field. Looking to celebrate a birthday, host a large-scale event like a company party, or just looking to bring a large group to watch a baseball game? Constellation Field has you covered. We have several birthday packages as well as seating options that include our party suites and picnic plaza, as well as the field plaza to best accompany your group. Visit SugarlandSkeeters.com or call us at 281-240-HITS for more info on all of our group packages.
Catch the Skeeters at Constellation Field from May 10th to 19th as we gear up for our biggest homestand of the year. Take the throne on Saturday with our Game of Thrones night, including a Pete Incaviglia Game of Thrones themed bobblehead. Spend Mother's Day at the ballpark on Sunday and enjoy our Sunday fun day with pregame autographs and kids run the bases. If that wasn't enough, bring your pup to the ballpark on May 16th for Park in the Park and Thirsty Thursday presented by Sierra Nevada. We'll be hosting Pink in the Park on May 17th, sponsored by Memorial Hermann, as we honor and raise awareness for breast cancer survivors. Stick around Saturday for a post-game concert from country music artist Corey Morrow, presented by Silver Eagle. There's something for the entire family this homestand at Constellation Field. Visit SugarlandSkeeters.com for more information.
David Washington steps in as we head to the top of the second here. Roy Merritt on the mound, and Washington first pitch hits that a ton in the air. CJ McElroy looks up, and when that one comes down, it is going to be a solo home run. I didn't even see that one land. That is a solo home run for David Washington, the Long Island Ducks first baseman, as we just get out of the break here. My goodness, that was hit a country mile. So just like that, the Ducks, after going down in the first inning without a run, David Washington, the big lefty first baseman, touches them all with a solo shot to lead us off here, and the Ducks take a 1-0 lead in the top of the second. I actually have not seen a home run like that since last year. Kyle Kubica, on the former Skeeter, he hit one that landed over the signs in right field, and I'm pretty certain that's where that one landed because I did not see it come down. So 1-0 now. as the Ducks take the early lead here off lefty Roy Merritt. And I got a special guest in the booth with me now. The big right-hander, Russell Woldman, our events operations manager, also a former collegiate pitcher. Russell, you're making your broadcast debut. How are you doing on this evening?
Oh, it's good to be out here, Paz. It's good to be in the booth with you finally.
Did you see that one land?
I was on my way over here. I didn't see it.
Wow. I mean, it's a bummer, but sometimes you got to just respect the sheer power. David Washington, he's listed at 6'5", 240, and he's every bit of that, and he's got a lot of power. The former major leaguer, he just sent that one to the moon. Luckily, only a solo shot, though. You know, nothing you can't overcome early on. You were a former collegiate pitcher, Russell. You pitched for Westminster College in Missouri, an NAIA school, correct?
Yep. Sometimes you'd rather give up the big one than a little cheapie, you know? Rather have them earn it.
I was literally going to ask you that question. I'm like, as a pitcher, does it matter how far the ball travels? I mean, does that get into your head or anything like that?
Nope, not as much. You would.
A run's a run.
Yep. The cheapies are the ones that hurt you. When they don't earn it.
That's true. That was not a cheapie from David Washington as he left the yard. And L.J. Mazzilli, the left fielder for the Ducks, he's 2-2 now. Nobody down. As mentioned, David Washington led off with a home run. Roy Merritt, that was the first home run he's allowed on the year, as that one's chopped to Alvaro Rondon. He throws across, nice strong arm to Albert Cordero, who fields it for out number 1. So Roy Merritt's been nails this year. Through 10 innings, just allowed 1 run, and now obviously the home run there. And Hector Sanchez now, the former Giants backstop, going to step on in from the right side, the switch hitter, with Roy Merritt on the mound. So Russell, you work in the events department. People listening out here, we do a lot of special events. One of them was, as Sanchez fouls it off, was Nitro Circus, the motorcycle group that came out here last weekend. Is it pretty weird to think that just less than a week ago we had motorcycle ramps and BMX bikers, X Game gold medalists doing backflips out here? That was a pretty crazy event.
Yeah, it's a testament to our grounds crew that we have here. Able to get this turned around. The field looks great after all the ramps and everything out there for an entire weekend.
It definitely does, and that one's grounded Silverio. Sanchez jogging down the first baseline. Cordero at first gets it in plenty of time. So out number 2 here. 1-0 lead for the Ducks. The Ducks entered, as you mentioned, 10-3. They've had a good start. Last year, they didn't have quite a good first half. Somerset clinched the Liberty Division in the first half, and Somerset ended up winning the second half Liberty Division, which earned them a playoff spot. So I gotta always turn down my crowd mic a little bit when they do the donut chant. Fans love that, man.
The first time I heard it, I thought they were saying toga. I thought we were.
You thought you were back in Westminster College again. That one's line out there. Rando Moreno lines it to Cordy Hawkins. He takes care of it for out number 3, so that'll do it here. But David Washington does the damage. His solo shot to lead off the inning stakes the Ducks to a 1-0 lead. We head to the bottom of the second here at Constellation Field.
Nothing provides the flexibility to watch the Skeeters on your time like our exciting mini plans for the 2019 season. Some of our plans include a fireworks plan with tickets to all of our Friday firework games. Catch the buzz on the weekends and come away with some of our hottest giveaway items with our Saturday night plan. Enjoy the ultimate flexibility with our Pick 8 plan, giving you the chance to pick out 8 games that work best for you. Visit SugarlandSkeeters.com to find out more information on all of our mini plans. Sugarland Skeeters, more than baseball.
What's up, dudes? Pamela Printing, the preferred printer of the Sugarland Skeeters, the name you hear most often in Fort Bend County. And people are talking about quality, dependability, on time, and helpfulness in producing a great business piece for their company.
Texas Farm Bureau members get free tickets to Skeeters home games every Sunday all season long. Just show proof of your membership at the ticket office to get 2 free tickets to any Sunday home game while supplies last. Visit texasfarmbureau.org/sports to learn more about this offer and other benefits associated with your membership. This offer is exclusive to Texas Farm Bureau members and is only available while supplies last. So become a member today. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of the Sugarland Skeeters.
Plan your next group outing at beautiful Constellation Field. Looking to celebrate a birthday, host a large-scale event like a company party, or just looking to bring a large group to watch a baseball game? Constellation Field has you covered. We have several birthday packages as well as seating options that include our party suites and picnic plaza, as well as the field plaza to best accompany your group. Visit SugarlandSkeeters.com or call us at 281-240-HITS for more info on all of our group packages.
Catch the Skeeters.
And at the bottom of the second here, Constellation Field, Ryan Posner, Russell Woldman, our big right-hander on staff, joining me here. Skeeters down 1-0. David Washington had a solo home run in the top of the second, but Skeeters coming to bat and bottom of the second, and quite possibly the hottest hitter on the Skeeters team, stepping in, Albert Cordero. Coco on the dish. So Coco started the year 0 for 16, Russell, and then his last 5 games, 8 for 21. That's a 381 average as the first pitch from Marshall catches the outside edge for a strike. 6 doubles, 2 home runs, 6 ribbies over his last 5 games. He's tied for second in the league in doubles. Second outright with 8 extra base hits. So he's been swinging the bat well. That one's grounded to Lombard-Dozy over at second, over to Washington, and that'll be good for out number 1.
Yeah, you kind of expected Coco to break out of it. He's kind of good, consistent ball player, works hard, so it's just a matter of time before things start going his way.
Yep, absolutely. He had a banner year last year, and here comes a reunion, folks. Your eyes do not deceive you. That is Courtney Hawkins, one of the premier players on this Skeeters roster last year. He steps on in. He's returning to Sugarland. Brett Marshall, the first pitcher he'll face, and he lines that in the left field. Welcome back to Sugarland, Courtney Hawkins. That's a base hit in the left field. That's a beautiful sight right there. What do you think, Russell?
Another good player. Look at him next to David Washington. That's 2 large men right there.
Those are 2 buildings occupying the first base bag there. So tonight's actually the first time we got those new bags out there too, the 18-inch bags. It's part of the MLB initiative with the new rules we have out here. So those are in effect. So big bases, big human beings out there at first base in general. Courtney Hawkins, David Washington, Dennis Phipps. He'll step on in.
No small man there either. They just keep coming.
The big fellas are in flush here out in Constellation Field. That is swung on a miss by Phipps for strike number 1. Dennis, another guy. He didn't start. He only had a few starts in that first homestand, but on the road he caught fire. He had 3 home runs in the road trip. He's tied for the league lead now in home runs. 0-1 to Phipps from Marshall. Pops straight up. Washington going back. Will he have a play? He will not. It's a long strike, a foul ball. 0-2 now to Phipps. Dennis shaved about 25 pounds off his frame in the offseason. You can see it. This is Pete Incaviglia, our manager. He knows him well. He played under Pete in Laredo. He played under Pete in Grand Prairie with the Air Hogs of the American Association. They have a long history together, and Pete told me this is about what Dennis Phipps is. This is his playing weight. This is his fighting weight, if you will. And off to a great start. 3 early home runs showing that power. That one's up and in for a ball from Marshall. Marsh started with the Skeeters last year, was released in June, caught on with the Blue Crabs, and then ended up catching on with the Ducks, where he is today. The check swing did not ghost as Reggie Liggins at first base. Nonetheless, though, Brett Marshall finds himself littered on the Skeeters all-time record books for pitching. As far as games started, he's 4th all-time with 53, 2nd all-time with 29 wins, just behind Matt Wright, who had 30 wins. And good eye from Phipps there. Lays off the breaking pitch in the dirt, 3-2 now. So, yeah, Marsh, the one knock you can make on him was that he had trouble commanding the strike zone. And we saw the leadoff walk from Jared Mitchell on 4 pitches, and now Phipps has worked a 3-2 count. Courtney Hawkins on first base with a 1-out single. Hawk, it's a beautiful sight to see him. Back at Phipps, hits that a ton to left field. Back it goes, and off the wall, off the manual scoreboard in left field. Hawkins going to go to third base, Frias. Wisely throws it to second base, but a great slide from Dennis Phipps gets in there. A line drive off the scoreboard up there in left field from Dennis Phipps. The big fellow with a big slide into second base, evades the tag. And the Long Island dugout can't believe the call there. Courtney Hawkins, he's on third base now. Dennis Phipps just missed a home run by a few feet there.
Definitely wasn't the prettiest slide into second base either.
Yeah, Dennis Phipps, he's a big fella, 6'2", 220 pounds. Head first slides are probably not something he's working on a daily basis, like the guy who's up to bat now, Avar Rondon. He's probably got his head first slide perfected to this point, but a 1-out double from Dennis Phipps off the left field wall has runners in second and third here. The Ducks with a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the second, just 1 out. So Alvaro Rondon comes up with a big RBI opportunity. He's got 1 RBI in the year. See if he can make it 2. First pitch, Lobs it into center field.
That should be deep enough.
I think so too, Russell. Fuentes goes back. Hawkins going to tag. They're not even going to make a throw to the plate. And in comes to score Courtney Hawkins and Alvaro Rondon with the sac fly. And we are tied up here. 1-1 in the bottom of the second. That is, if you're listening to this game, you are not back in a time machine. That sounded like a 2018 call right there. Alvaro Rondon with the sac fly to driving Courtney Hawkins, and Dennis Phipps setting up with a double. That's some good Skeeters baseball right there, Russell. I don't know about you, but that, to me gets me pumped up.
Kind of brings back some championship memories.
And why not? I mean, you have the Ducks here. We obviously beat the Ducks in 5 games to win the Atlantic League title last year, and this is the first time these two teams have met since that day. C.J. McElroy stepping in with 2 outs. First pitch in for a strike. C.J. McElroy, how about his start to his season? He's been electric. He's tied for second in the league with 4 stolen bases. Sitting at third in the league with a .360 batting average. He's been red hot to start the year, kind of like that second leadoff guy in the 9-hole.
Yeah, him and Mitchell back-to-back when the lineup turns over is pretty scary.
I mean, you're a pitcher, so when you have guys like Alvaro Rondon followed by C.J. McElroy, and then you have Jerry Mitchell at the top of the lineup, 3 guys, and Anthony Jansanti, let's not forget about him, sold 35 bags last year. That's got to be just an absolute headache for pitchers.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be giving up any walks at this point in the lineup. That's almost a guaranteed going first and third on a hit.
And McElroy hits that one well to center, though. Ray Fuentes under it. But the Skeeters strike and tie this one up at 1-1 on the sac fly from Alvaro Rondon, set up by a double from Dennis Phipps. Courtney Hawkins comes around to score. 1-1 is the score as we head into the 3rd inning here at Constellation Field. It's Friday night at the ballpark. Put your feet up. Listen to some Skeeters baseball. We'll be back here in just a second.
Texas Farm Bureau members get free tickets to Skeeters home games every Sunday all season long. Just show proof of your membership at the ticket office to get 2 free tickets to any Sunday home game while supplies last. Visit texasfarmbureau.org/sports to learn more about this offer and other benefits associated with your membership. This offer is exclusive to Texas Farm Bureau members and is only available while supplies last. So become a member today. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of the Sugarland Skeeters.
Plan your next group outing at beautiful Constellation Field. Looking to celebrate a birthday, host a large-scale event like a company party, or just looking to bring a large group to watch a baseball game? Constellation Field has you covered. We have several birthday packages as well as seating options that include our party suites and picnic plaza, as well as the field plaza to best accompany your group. Visit sugarlandskeeters.com or call us at 281-240-HITS for more info on all of our group packages.
Catch the Skeeters at Constellation Field from May 10th to 19th as we gear up for our biggest homestand of the year. Take the throne on Saturday with our Game of Thrones night, including a Pete and Gavilia Game of Thrones themed bobblehead. Spend Mother's Day at the ballpark on Sunday and enjoy our Sunday fun day with pregame autographs and kids run the bases. If that wasn't enough, bring your pup to the ballpark on May 16th for Park in the Park and Thirsty Thursday presented by Sierra Nevada. We'll be hosting Pink in the Park on May 17th, sponsored by Memorial Hermann, as we honor and raise awareness for breast cancer survivors. Stick around Saturday for a post-game concert from country music artist Corey Morrow, presented by Silver Eagle. There's something for the entire family this homestand at Constellation Field. Visit sugarlandskeeters.com for more information.
Welcome back. Constellation Field 1-1 is the score. Was hit at the top of the 3rd. Vladimir Frias stepping on in. Roy Merritt still on the mound, and still joining me is Russell Woldman, our resident right-hander. Last inning, Alvaro Rondon tied us up with the sac fly. Russell, you talked a little bit last inning about the leadoff home run. As Merritt gets someone across for strike, when you let across a home run like that as a pitcher, do you try to make more adjustments, or do you kind of just stick with the game plan? What do you do as a pitcher when you let up a home run like that?
Yeah, for me it was more just tip the cap and get back to work on the next guy. Like I said, when you give up a cheapie though, that's when it kind of sticks with you a little more. You think you get an out, sometimes your outfielder's got a track on it, sneaks over the wall. So
no, that could be frustrating. I totally get it. And Vladimir Frias now lines that one foul. Frias last year played with the Barnstormers. Quite a productive player for those Barnstormers. So Roy Merritt, he's been solid this year. Came in with a ERA below 1, had just allowed 1 earned run, which somehow led to his first loss of the year. That was the first game out there in BB&T Point Ballpark in High Point. As the Rockers played their first home games, the Skeeters were lucky enough to be a part of those first home games. They lost opening night. Saturday night was a rainout, and then Sunday they just mashed the heck out of the ball. But won both legs of the doubleheader, and that kind of spurred on a three-game sweep of the Barnstormers, and now a 5-game winning streak for the Skeeters as they are in first place in the Freedom Division.
When you have an offense like the Skeeters do, you know it's a matter of time before runs start piling in. And I think it only gets stronger adding Courtney back.
It's crazy. I mean, you lose 5 guys. We've lost 5 guys to their contracts being purchased this year. You lose James Loney to retirement, and you come home and the lineup maybe looks even somehow better. I mean, you get Anthony Jansanti back playing second base, Courtney Hawkins out in left field, Albert Cordero swinging a hot bat, Dennis Fitz swinging a hot bat, and free as smoke set up the middle. That's going to get in for a leadoff single here in the top of the 3rd.
And do you think guys like Rondon's probably a lot more comfortable knowing his name's going to be in the lineup every day, whereas before it was hit or miss if he was going to get the call from Pete with Ryan Court out there? So
yeah, no, I mean that's a good point. I mean, Ryan Court had been playing a lot of shortstop. Rondon pretty much was the shortstop all of last year, sans maybe a few games. I mean, Ray Navarro, he came in and joined us on the road, like the first road trip of the year, hit like 500, and then got picked up by the Yankees. That was really the only time that Rondo was not the shortstop. First pitch to Ray Fuentes is outside for a ball.
And you kind of saw that when Rondon came in when Court got hurt last week. He was a little shaky on defense, and that's that nerve getting that chance to play and trying to do a little too much.
That's fair. You know, he's not getting a chance to play every day. That one's fouled off to the left side. Courtney Hawkins on the run is not going to have a play. That skips up into the picnic plaza. So Fuentes now 1-1. But I mean, Roy's done a good job tonight, kind of working out of early trouble. He had the leadoff walk to Fuentes here, back to lead off the game, and then worked a 5-4-3 double play to get him out of trouble. And then Washington hits the home run to lead off the inning, and he promptly gets 3 outs. So he's done a good job of limiting damage when it comes, but there hasn't been a lot of damage for Roy on the year. I mean, coming into the start, we mentioned just the 1 run allowed as he picks over, back dives in Frias. Roy has mentioned 1-1 with a .90 ERA through 5 scoreless innings back here on April 27th against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. It's his 3rd season with the Skeeters and the 13th at the pro level. The 1-1 now and another pick over there. So you were right, Andrew. How jealous were you of lefties and the kind of ways they can manipulate a pickoff move like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot easier for them. They can kind of change the move up. They see the runner there, so you have a little bit of an advantage. But yeah, as a righty, you just got to change your looks up, hold.
I mean, that's definitely an advantage you have for sure as a lefty. I mean, you mentioned it too. It's like not only do you have you can kind of have a funky pickoff move, but you also just get to see the runner as you go into your motion. So Roy is the only lefty in the starting pitching staff right now. Vladimir Frias on first base, the leadoff single. Kind of hitched his delivery there. Ground over to Coco at first. He fires over to short. Rondon back over to Coco. Great stretch, but Reggie Liggins says Fuentes is safe at first base. Coco with a nice turn there. It was almost a 1-6-1 double play there. But Fuentes, the speedster center fielder for the Ducks, just beats it out. So 1 away now on the fielder's choice.
I think Coco might have pulled his foot a little bit there too, made it a little easier to call him safe there on that play.
It was a close play. It was a bang bang. And Coco, he's pretty much your de facto first baseman for the Skeeters now. You got guys like Cody Stanley who could fill in there. I mean, I'm sure Anthony Jansanti can play first base in a pinch. Chris Colabella, who's not with the team right now, he's inactive, but he will come back here in a few weeks. Also a guy that could play first base in a pinch. But without James Loney, Coco is really, Albert Cordero is really the first baseman. You know, you're going to see him there most nights now. At least for this homestand, the 10-game homestand starts tonight, all the way through next week. The Ducks are only here for 3 nights, and the York Revolution will come on in for a 7-game series.
Is Cortobello coming in any of this homestand, or is he?
Cortobello, he will not be here this homestand. He's going to rejoin the team on the road as Fuentes on the move. Pick off by Merritt. Coco over to Rondon. The tag, and the ball is jarred loose as Jan Santi gets in a shallow center field. They had Fuentes picked off. Coco did a nice job of making a quick strike back over there to second base. And Fuentes, the speedster, is able to slide in just ahead of the tag and kick the ball loose anyway, so it was no matter. But it looked like it was going to be a close play.
And how about that? The lefty pick comes out.
Yeah, there we go.
We were just talking about it.
We were talking about it. A good pickoff move from Roy Barrett. Got him down to rights, but that's the other problem too, is that you have to follow through with the pickoff move. You can't just you can't just throw the ball away right when you see him move, because that's a balk. I mean, you have to wait for your foot to come down, so it is tough. And now bunting is Lombardozzi. Cody Stanley with a full extension dive. Just missed, but you gotta love the effort there, and the fans appreciate it too. You hear the claps. Cody Stanley, the former Cardinal. We got a Cardinal fan in our booth here, Russell Woolman. He's a Missouri native. How are your Blues doing, by the way? I haven't been keeping up.
Oh, we got Western Conference Finals starting tomorrow.
Wow.
Big series.
Big days for the Blues these days.
Never seen them in the Stanley Cup, so we need it to happen this year for me.
Well, speaking as a fan of a team that left their city in the NFL, and I know you feel my pain as a Rams fan, and I was a Chargers fan, I really hope the Blues give you something to cheer about for St. Louis. And that one's fly to center field. Jared Mitchell under it, and that'll be out number 2. Steve Lombardozzi flies out to center field.
Well, the Cardinals usually always give us something to cheer about. I know Brandon's listening back over there in the control room. He knows my Cardinals are better than the Cubs. So,
shots fired across the bow here. Somehow in Sugar Land, Texas, the Cubs and Cardinals rivalry is so strong. That's a good baseball. That's a very underrated baseball rivalry, in my opinion. I mean, you got the Red Sox and the Yankees. That's a notable one, but the Cubs and Cardinals, I mean,
he's got the upper hand right now.
They did win the World Series back in 2016.
They also just handed us a little sweep here last weekend, so guess I can't talk too much right now.
Kirk Neuenhuis, the former New York Met, steps on in and takes strike 1. But that's a great rivalry in my opinion, because those two teams, much like the Red Sox and Yankees, they seem to always be pretty competitive. They're always around the top of the standings in their division. And this is a good rivalry we got here in Sugar Land. You know, you got the Ducks and the Skeeters. And I say it's a rivalry because when you have a team that they've played the Ducks both times in the Atlantic Championship Series. They beat the Ducks twice. However, the Ducks, to their credit, since the Skeeters joined, there's only one other team that's won 2 titles other than them, and it's the Ducks. So you got 2 teams who always seem to put competitive ball teams out there. And I mean, a lot of former major leaguers on both roster. I mean, and that one's chopped to the right side. Jan Santi, I'll finish that thought. We get back to the commercial break because that's a 4-3 put out. 4 out number 3. Just the leadoff single from Frias, but he's put away on the fielder's choice from Ray Fuentes. Still a 1-1 tie between your Skeeters and the Long Island Ducks as we head into the bottom of the 3rd inning here on a Friday night at Constellation Field. We'll be back here in just a second.
Winter's coming to Constellation Field. Come help us celebrate the final season of Game of Thrones on May 11th as we'll be hosting a GOT night as we take on the Long Island Ducks. Fans in attendance will take home a Pete Incaviglia Game of Thrones themed bobblehead. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime chance to take the throne and take in some Skeeters baseball. Visit sugarlandskeeters.com or call us at 281-240-HITS to get your tickets now.
The Skeeter Buddies Kids Club create countless memories that will last a lifetime for kids ages 4 through 12. With 2 packages that are sure to meet your budget, the Skeeter Buddies Kids Club, sponsored by Meadow and Sugar Mill Montessori Schools, offer exclusive moments, such as batting and pitching lessons with players and front-of-the-line privileges for Kids Run the Bases on Sunday Funday. For more information, visit sugarlandskeeters.com. Sugarland Skeeters, more than baseball.
The sickest show in town is coming to Constellation Field on May 4th. You've seen them on MTV. Now come watch the global leader in action sports entertainment perform their award-winning You Got This show. The Nitro Circus crew owns over 45 X Games medals. Not to mention, the Nitro Circus Giganta ramp launches riders 5 stories into the air. Visit SugarlandSkeeters.com to find the sickest seat for the sickest show in town. The 2018 Atlantic League champions Sugarland Skeeters are back to defend their title. Come visit Constellation Field, winner of the 2018 Atlantic League Ballpark of the Year, and watch Pete and Gavilia build off an incredibly successful debut season. Returning to this year's roster are 2018 Skeeters MVP Anthony Jansanti and fan favorite Albert Cordero. Joining them are longtime Major Leaguers and Houston natives James Loney and Mark Lowe. With over 30 former Major Leaguers on last year's roster, you're guaranteed an elite level quality of baseball for an affordable price where there's something for the entire family. Individual tickets start as low as $9, and we have 4 exciting mini plans that will meet your needs.
Constellation Field. It's time for the bottom of the third. It's a 1-1 tie between your Sugarland Skeeters and Long Island Ducks. Jared Mitchell stepping on in. Brett Marshall on the mound. As Marshall's first pitch misses down and in. For a ball, Mitchell worked a 4-pitch walk back on the first, stole second base. Did not come across the score, though. Skeeters, though, tied things up last inning. The sac fly from Alvaro Rondon. Not in the score, but breaking ball outside for a ball. So you mentioned Brett Marshall littered all over the Skeeters record books. Second all-time in wins, 29 of those. That one's up and away. So now quick 3-0 to Mitchell, who's seen 7 pitches tonight. All 7 have been balls. But Marshall, the real key has been the walks allowed. He's also second all-time in Skeeters history with 145 of those. And Mitchell swinging on 3-0, grounds that over to Lombardozzi, gets over to Washington for out number 1. And in steps the Captain Sugarland, Anthony Jansanti, activated off the disabled list in time for tonight's ball game. A sight for sore eyes. It's pretty tough for me not to see him get to play out there, and if it was tough for me, I can only imagine what it was like for him not to be able to play on a daily basis. Anthony, you know, it's not a cliche when you say he lives and breathes baseball. He is, just the fact that he was not able to play, it tells you how hurt he was, because if he was even mildly hurt, he'd be out there. As that one's popped straight up, Hector Sanchez doesn't quite see it, but it's going to be out of play. Back toward me here in the press box. Chris Parsons steps in and didn't even have his mic. Come on, man. That's a rookie move.
I was just listening to you. I wouldn't even plan on getting on.
You can't just put the headset on and then have it pointed up. That's Bush. That's
hey,
Bush League.
The I-Man wouldn't always let us on the radio.
That's true. We have a new policy here. I'm an open door policy for the broadcast, as Jansanti fouls it back. So Anthony struck out looking in his first at bat, but Parsons, I'm glad you stepped in because you can speak to that. For Anthony to miss games, dude's hurt.
I would tell every time I saw Anthony, I'd mention, hey, another guy's gone, and it was just eating at him. He wanted to get out there, especially after the year he had last year. I kept telling him, dude, you perform like you did last year, you won't be here long.
He won't be, and he should not be. He was our MVP last year, as Chris mentioned, the heck of the season. He had 17 home runs, 58 RBIs, 35 stolen bases. That was bopped up in foul territory. David Washington collects it in foul territory, so that's going to be good for out number 2 here.
Looks like we got a listener out in Wichita, Kansas. Give a shout out to Adam the Ant Metler.
Adam Metler. When I think Skeeters baseball, I think 2 things. I think great times, and I think Adam Metler. That guy was a mainstay here. He left us for Wichita, the new AAA team that's going to be out there, the affiliate of the Marlins, from what I understand. And Adam has missed a lot out here. I think last Sunday when we had our first ice cream season ticket holder event, people started to realize Adam was one of the most integral pieces as far as season ticket holders went.
I've gone to lunch with him. He's been here since year 1.
Yeah.
And I've gone to lunch with him almost every day.
Yeah, you and him were very close. He was a huge part of what we do. So Adam, shout out to you listening back in Wichita. Also, come on, man. Just come back. Baby, come back.
Oh, he'll be back one time this summer. We'll have to get him on air.
He'll go back. Oh, yeah. If he comes on air. He's a quiet man. He's a humble person. He does a lot of work. He won't tell you about it, though. It's Cody Stanley now 1-2. The count to the Skeeters backstop, 2 down. Bottom of the 3rd inning. We're all knotted up 1-1 here. The Long Island Ducks and the Sugarland Skeeters really the 2 top teams in the Atlantic League so far. The Ducks out to a 10-3 start. Skeeters 9-5. That one misses in the dirt for a ball.
Is that Marshall pitching?
It is. It's Marsh. He's making his return. He is all over to the Skeeters record books. He pitched 4 seasons here, including last season. And Stanley swings and misses. The foul tip is hung on by Hector Sanchez, so that'll be strike 3. So the Skeeters go down in order here in the bottom of the third. We are still all knotted up at 1-2-1.
A birthday, host a large-scale event like a company party, or just looking to bring a large group to watch a baseball game? Constellation Field has you covered. We have several birthday packages as well as seating options that include our party suites and picnic plaza, as well as the field plaza to best accompany your group. Visit sugarlandskeeters.com or call us at 281-240-HITS for more info on all of our group packages.
Catch the Skeeters at Constellation Field from May 10th to 19th as we gear up for our biggest homestand of the year. Take the throne on Saturday with our Game of Thrones night, including a Pete and Gavilia Game of Thrones themed bobblehead. Spend Mother's Day at the ballpark on Sunday and enjoy our Sunday fun day with pregame autographs and kids run the bases. If that wasn't enough, bring your pup to the ballpark on May 16th for Park in the Park and Thirsty Thursday presented by Sierra Nevada. We'll be hosting Pink in the Park on May 17th, sponsored by Memorial Hermann, as we honor and raise awareness for breast cancer survivors. Stick around Saturday for a post-game concert from country music artist Corey Morrow, presented by Silver Eagle. There's something for the entire family this homestand at Constellation Field. Visit sugarlandskeeters.com for more information. Memorial Hermann Sugarland Hospital has been named a recipient of the highly coveted 2016 Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award, the nation's highest presidential honor for performance excellence. Memorial Hermann Sugarland was recognized for its outstanding commitment to sustainable excellence through innovation, improvement, and visionary leadership. Memorial Hermann Sugarland is the first Houston area healthcare organization to earn the prestigious Baldrige Award and only the third in Texas. The Sugarland Skeeters are proud to partner with Memorial Hermann Sugarland.
Winter is coming to Constellation Field. Come help us celebrate the final season of Game of Thrones on May 11th.
And welcome back. Top of the fourth inning here on Friday night at Constellation Field. Ryan Posner and Chris Parsons. We're just going to drive this ship hopefully toward a Skeeters win. I said ship. Parsons, don't laugh over there. I know you're hoping for my slip up, but
if
not
that
yet.
Was me, I would have slipped up for sure.
It hasn't happened yet. That's a ship with a P. And Roy Merritt, he's going to come back for a fourth inning of work. Lou Ford on the mound, the DH. And pretty much when you think of the Long Island Ducks, you have to pretty much think of Lou Ford. He's been there, the 42-year-old, the former big leaguer, spent some time with the Twins. He's back for another season with the Ducks, and I chuckle a little bit just because he's got to be the most productive 42-year-old in professional baseball.
You were talking about Brett Marshall and Skeeters record book. I mean, where does Lou Ford stand in just Atlantic League record books?
He's got to own just about every Ducks hitting record, and yeah, as far as the Atlantic League goes, he's got to be creeping up on a lot of them. As he lines out to right, though, so he will be out here for out number one in the top of the fourth. 1-1 the score. Roy Merritt, just the home run to David Washington, steps on in. It was his third homer of the year, and it was not a cheapie. It allegedly, I can't say I actually saw it land, but it looked like it landed over the signs out there in right field. I didn't actually see it land. It could have landed in the grassland, but
that's impressive.
I can't speak. Yeah, it was mentioned Kyle Kubica did that last year one time. He had a grand slam against the Patriots early on in the year that landed over the signs in right field. I had not seen that since. That one's chopped foul, so 1-1 out of Washington. Lefty on lefty here. Roy Merritt to David Washington, the former big leaguer, spent some time with the Orioles. And he's also kind of like Lou Ford. Like, he's been a mainstay here for the Ducks. We saw him last year. He's a guy you got to always be careful with. He's got a lot of power. We saw it in the first inning. His second season with the Ducks now, as that one misses low.
Yeah, was he not the one that hit the home run in Game 3 that
he did
the championship last year that crushed us?
He was second in the league with 24 home runs last year. So a power bat for sure at 6'5" and over at first base. He kind of fits the bill of what you expect out of a first baseman, and swung on a miss. A nice breaking ball there from Merritt. For strike number 2 now, 2-2 to David Washington.
Man, what a night, Pause. After the last 3 days we've had.
Man, the weather here has been scary, to say the least, as Washington swings and misses. A nice little slide piece there from Roy Merritt. Washington way out in front for out number 2, but yeah, Parsons, I mean, it's been crazy. I mean, you've lived in Texas your entire life. I have not. When it rains like that scares me a little bit, and it definitely flooded a little bit in Houston. Everyone listening who's affected, I mean, our thoughts are with you. It rained about 9 inches, I think, in Sugarland last night over the last few days. I mean, it's been a lot of rain. I know Humble and Kingwood up north got hit pretty hard as Mazzilli lines that into right field for a single.
Yeah, I saw parts of Sugarland get 16 inches
That's
Tuesday.
Crazy, man. That's crazy.
I was telling Pollock, the Long Island announcer.
Michael Pollock.
He said we've had games in the 50s in Long Island, so.
Wow. Yeah, they get a lot of rain. they get a lot of rain up there too. But yeah, hopefully everyone's okay. The weather's been amazing today, though. We pulled the tarp off the field around 11 a.m. and we didn't have to put it back on, which to me, I was pretty surprised by that. I thought we were putting it back on, but I looked at the radar. We're not supposed to even get rain until about 11:30 tonight, so we should be in the clear. Tomorrow's weather looks good. It's supposed to rain in the morning, but by 6 o'clock when our game starts, it's supposed to be good. And Hector Sanchez steps in and takes ball 1. And that's the tough thing we deal with here in the Atlantic League, because we're not like a normal minor league team. These games need to be made up. You know, for an affiliated team, they could just cancel games. That's not a problem. I mean, they're really there as a developmental tool. And Sanchez through the 5.5 hole there on the left side, he gets a single there. I think it's a good point. I mean, we're right about sunset here as 8 o'clock. It's literally 8 o'clock right now. I don't think he saw that either. Rondon not really in a place to make a play on that there where he was positioned at shortstop. So with two down, yep, Rando Moreno going to step in. I have to turn my crowd mic down every time because it's loud. If it's loud for me, it's got to be very loud for the hitter up there, and it's got to get in their head. And Rando Moreno, the victim, he's already 0 for 1. Flew out to left field back in the second inning. And he is now worked a 2-0 count here. Runners on first and second. Oh, yeah. It's definitely, if you get the more kids in the ballpark, the more valuable that promotion goes for sure. So 2-0 now. Moreno, the third baseman for the Ducks. Runners on first and second. He pops that to the right side. CJ McElroy looks like he's got a beat on it. Goes toward the line there right, and he's under it for out number 3. So the Ducks get a pair of 2-out singles, but that's all they get. We're still tied 1-1 here, and we return to Constellation Field. It feels good to be home. I hope you guys are having a great night listening to some Skeeters baseball. We'll be back here in just a second.
Winter is coming to Constellation Field. Come help us celebrate the final season of Game of Thrones on May 11th, as we'll be hosting a GOT night as we take on the Long Island Docks. Fans in attendance will take home a Pete and Cavilla Game of Thrones themed bobblehead. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime chance to take the throne and take in some Skeeters baseball. Visit sugarlandskeeters.com or call us at 281-240-HITS to get your tickets now.
The Skeeter Buddies Kids Club create countless memories that will last a lifetime for kids ages 4 through 12. With 2 packages that are sure to meet your budget, the Skeeter Buddies Kids Club, sponsored by Meadow and Sugar Mill Montessori Schools, offer exclusive moments, such as batting and pitching lessons with players and front-of-the-line privileges for Kids Run the Bases on Sunday Funday. For more information, visit sugarlandskeeters.com. Sugarland Skeeters, more than baseball.
The 2018 Atlantic League champions Sugarland Skeeters are back to defend their title. Come visit Constellation Field, winner of the 2018 Atlantic League Ballpark of the Year, and watch Pete and Cavilla build off an incredibly successful debut season. Returning to this year's roster are 2018 Skeeters MVP Anthony Jansanti and fan favorite Albert Cordero. Joining them are longtime Major Leaguers and Houston natives James Loney and Mark Lowe. With over 30 former Major Leaguers on last year's roster, you're guaranteed an elite level quality of baseball for an affordable price where there's something for the entire family. Individual tickets start as low as $9, and we have 4 exciting mini plans that will meet your needs. Visit sugarlandskeeters.com or call us at 281-240-HITS to secure your spot to see all the action. Sugarland Skeeters, it's more than baseball.
Don't miss out on daily promotions this season at Constellation.
And we move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Still a 1-1 tie between the Skeeters and the Ducks. Brian Posner and Chris Parsons driving the ship tonight. As Courtney Hawkins, that's Juan Silverio. He steps on in. I got excited. It was good to see Courtney step back in and he lined a base hit the first pitch he saw back in that second inning where the Skeeters scored a run. But now Juan Silverio going to lead us off here. 1-1 tie to the Ducks and the Skeeters. Brett Marshall on the mound for the Ducks. First pitch is a ball low and away. I mean, I looked at the lineup today. I mentioned it to Kyle when he was in here. Kyle Dawson, our assistant GM. It gives you, and Silverio lines that up the middle. Frias with the dive, unable to get it. So a leadoff single now for Juan Silverio. But I mean, just going look at the lineup card and seeing Courtney's name there, seeing Coco playing first, and just Alvaro playing shortstop. I mean, this is only my second year with the team, so I only have that kind of memory of last year. And just to see those guys, it brought back some seriously good memories. Courtney, 18 home runs last year, and Albert Cordero steps on it. And I said earlier, and I'll say it again, he's got to be swinging the hottest bat, not only in the Skeeters, but quite possibly in the entire league. Over his last 5 games, he 381, has 6 doubles and 2 home runs after starting the year 0 for 16. First pitch from Marshall, swung on a miss. The former teammates, the former 2016 Atlantic League champions, now facing each other here.
I know Coco was frustrated to start the season off the way he did. You know, he was here the whole offseason, always grinding in the tunnel, batting
he was
cages
working every day.
You could see it, and I mean, it's great to see him get out of that slump.
0-2 now, the count to Cordero, and me and Russell were talking about how he's pretty much your first baseman now with James Loney retired. You got Colabello rejoining the team a little bit later this month. He'll probably play a lot of first base too, but right now Coco is really the de facto first baseman, so he's going to get those everyday at-bats, which I think is a key for him. As that one's chopped, Marshall unable to get a piece of it. Lombardozzi, though, corrals it and throws over to David Washington for 3, but Juan Silverio moves over to second base, so a nice bit of hitting there from Cordero to get a runner in scoring position. So Cordy Hawkins going to step back in. He's 1 for 1 tonight. He had his single back in the second inning, and he came around to score the only run for the Skeeters in the sac fly from Rondon.
It's a new number for Hawk. He was 12 last year, was he not?
Yeah, I was talking to Ryan Biddle, our clubhouse manager for the home side, and it kind of threw me off. He did wear number 12 last year. I don't believe we have a number 12 either right now. We do have Cody Stanley. Cody Stanley's wearing number 12. As first pitch from Marshall to Hawkins in for strike. They were teammates last year too for a bit. Courtney started the year with the Skeeters. He left us in August as his contract was purchased by the Reds. He began the year with the Reds. And Hawkins hits that a ton to left center. Back goes Fuentes. And they look up and off the Pamela Printing side in left field. Courtney's into second base. He's got a stand-up double, and Juan Silverio comes around to score. Welcome back to Hawk. He's back. That's an RBI double from Cordy Hawkins.
Stepping in where he left off last year.
Wow. That ball, you heard it on a crowd mic because I heard it in my headphones. That sounded like a mallet. I mean, that was absolutely solid.
Yeah, that was solid.
Left center field, that ball, we don't have our TrackMan exit velocity stats readily available just now, but that had to have been like a 110-mile-per-hour exit velocity shot. And Courtney Hawkins, as Parsons mentioned, picking up right where he left off, a screamer out to left center, RBI double, and the Skeeters take a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 4th inning. Now Dennis Phipps steps in and fouls that one off. Man, I thought that one at the distance, Parsons. I really did.
Looks like he caught the catcher on that follow-through, maybe.
Yep. Hector Sanchez, the backstop for the Ducks, is kind of hunching over in pain a little bit. Good job by home plate umpire Jesse Moreno stepping out there and giving him a little bit of time to collect himself. So while there's a jet play, Swatson saying hi. Swatson, that's a nice ring Swatson's got on right now. I don't know how'd you get that ring, Swatson? He said Game 5, Atlantic Championship Series. All right, good to know. As the Ducks are in town, obviously the Ducks and the Skeeters have a nice little rivalry going here. They met in the Championship Series. The Ducks kind of the old guard, the Skeeters kind of the new guard in this league. And on the move is Courtney Hawkins still with their base. The feet for the slide, and it's safe. Courtney Hawkins the sole base.
I don't know if that was a straight steal or if it was supposed to be a hit and run, but we'll take it either way.
I mean, usually you don't hit and run with a runner on second base and the base open. So, yeah, I mean, probably a straight steal, but Hawk just on the move. Hawk did have 12 stolen bases last year before he left us. He was an 18-12 guy. I mean, that's good power speed blend. So, Courtney Hawkins, folks, what a treat it is to have him back. Already an RBI double. He scored a run tonight, just stole a base. And now Phipps takes inside, so 2-1. And I mean, I was watching Courtney, him and Anthony Jansanti and Jason Martinson were all taking batting practice earlier, and you just watching Courtney take batting practice he's destructive. I guess that's the best word to put about his swing.
Well, I was out there during pregame, and they were hitting off a tee, the same 3 guys you mentioned.
Yeah.
Hawkins off a tee was hitting it off the Sugar Land Premier roofing. That's in the air.
That's out in the right center field under the Bud Light Ice House.
That's impressive.
He hit a ball over the batter's eye in center field. I mean, that's another place. You just have to have big boy strength to go out that way. Dennis Phipps hit one there last year, too. And Dennis Phipps now 2-2. 1 down. Courtney Hawkins' RBI double has your Skeeters up in front 2-1. Only 1 out, so a sac fly here. The infield is choked all the way in for the Ducks. And Phipps fooled on that Brett Marshall slider, and he is down on strikes. A nice pitch from Marsh there. Gets Phipps swinging for out number 2. This is going to be up to Alvaro Rondon again. He had the sac fly back in the 2nd inning, which played the first run this evening.
Oh, perfect. But the ball field right behind you. Yeah. Look at me.
So 2 down. Alvaro Rondon, as we mentioned, had the sac fly. Rondon already with 4 stolen bases on the year. He's tied for 2nd in the league with C.J. McElroy, who's also been a nice base stealer thus far. That one's outside for a ball. C.J. hitting 360 early, too. He's been a nice – I mean, this lineup just went on the road and just mashed. They mashed and mashed and mashed some more, and they come back home with a 5-game winning streak, and they're up 2-1 now. That one's down for a ball, and you got a team that is pretty familiar with the guy on the mound, and Brett Marshall tonight. Tomorrow night we'll get Jake Fisher, a guy that had pretty good success against the Skeeters, but again, a guy they're pretty familiar with. You get a lot of stars with Fisher last year, and on Sunday the starter is still TBA. Rondon takes for a strike now, 2-1. So Rondon had 38 stolen bases last year. Led the Skeeters. Anthony Jansanti had 35. So Anthony getting a little bit of a late start, but if he gets on base, you can bet he's going to be on the move. I'm sure he's antsy. That went outside for a ball. Now 3-1. Brett Marshall not happy with that call. Marsh's already walked 1 batter. Does a leadoff walk to Jarrett Mitchell back in the 1st inning. That one is outside, so there's the 2nd walk of the night from Marshall as Alvaro Rondon gets the base on ball, so runners on the corners now. Courtney Hawkins at 3rd, Rondon at 1st, and C.J. McElroy, the aforementioned C.J. McElroy, steps on in with a chance to maybe open up this lead a little bit. C.J. is 3rd in the Atlantic League right now with that 360 batting average. Entering tonight, at least. He was 0 for 1. He flew out to center early on. He's also tied for 2nd with 4 stolen bases. And first pitch, Marshall with an inside fastball, good for strike 1. CJ has 3 3-hit games this year. That leads the Skeeters. Gets his hits in bunches, it kind of feels like. Rondon, a little antsy over there. Marshall's going to pick on over right as I say that. If you're just tuning in, Courtney Hawkins' RBI double put the Skeeters up 2-1 here, and Courtney stands on 3rd base. Vara Rondon at 1st base. Skeeters with that 2-1 lead, like I mentioned. And Rondon on the move, kind of got a late jump, and that ball's kicked away, and Courtney Hawkins heads-up play. He'll score from 3rd. And a nice kind of delayed seal there from Alvaro Rondon. The ball kicked off the glove of Steve Lombardozzi at 2nd base, and Hawk strolls on in for the run. So now it's a 3-1 lead for the Skeeters here in the 4th.
Speed
kills. I have it here in the game notes. That's my little headline for it. The Skeeters entered 2nd in the league with 17 stolen bases. Actually, the Ducks were in the first place. They had 20 stolen bases, but McElroy and Rondon each with 4, tied for 2nd. And McElroy hits that at the end of left field. It looks like Neuenhuis is going to have a play, and he does, the one-handed catch. But the Skeeters tack on a pair of runs here in the bottom of the 4th on the RBI double from Courtney Hawkins, who also came around to score there on the air from the Ducks. So a 3-1 lead for your Skeeters, and we head to the 5th inning here on Friday night at Constellation Field.
On your time, like our exciting mini plans for the 2019 season. Some of our plans include a fireworks plan with tickets to all of our Friday firework games. Catch the buzz on the weekends and come away with some of our hottest giveaway items with our Saturday night plan. Enjoy the ultimate flexibility with our Pick 8 plan, giving you the chance to pick out 8 games that work best for you. Visit SugarlandSkeeters.com to find out more information on all of our mini plans. Sugarland Skeeters, more than baseball.
What's up, dudes? Pamela Printing, the preferred printer of the Sugarland Skeeters, the name you hear most often in Fort Bend County. People are talking about quality, dependability, on time, and helpfulness in producing a great business piece for their company.
Texas Farm Bureau members get free tickets to Skeeters home games every Sunday all season long. Just show proof of your membership at the ticket office to get 2 free tickets to any Sunday home game while supplies last. Visit texasfarmbureau.org/sports to learn more about this offer and other benefits associated with your membership. This offer is exclusive to Texas Farm Bureau members and is only available while supplies last. So become a member today. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of the Sugarland Skeeters.
Plan your next group outing at beautiful Constellation Field. Looking to celebrate a birthday, host a large-scale event like a company party, or just looking to bring a large group to watch a baseball game? Constellation Field has you covered. We have several birthday packages as well as seating options that include our party suites and picnic plaza, as well as the field plaza to best accompany your group. Visit sugarlandskeeters.com or call us at 281-240-HITS for more info on all of our group packages.
Catch the Skeeters at Constellation Field from May 10th to 19th as we gear up for our biggest homestand of the year. Take the throne on Saturday with our Game of Thrones night, including a Pete and Gavilia Game of Thrones themed bobblehead.
And we head to the top of the 5th. 3-1 lead for your Sugarland Skeeters against the Long Island Ducks. Vladimir Frias leading off for the Ducks as he takes inside for a ball. Roy Merritt on the mound, out for another inning of work. Roy's done a nice job so far. 4 innings, 5 hits, just the 1 run, a solo home run from David Washington. But the Skeeters with 2 runs in the 4th have put them up 3-1. Frias with a hot ground ball over to third base. Silveria with those smooth hands cleans it up, throws over to Albert Cordero at first, and that is good for out number 1. So Courtney Hawkins in his debut has made quite an impact. Hit an absolute missile off the wall in left center field. If we're going, it was a little bit closer to center, but right in that gap, I mean, just missed a home run. That drove in a run, and then he came around to score as Alvaro Rondon stole second base. The ball kicked off Steve Lombardozzi's glove, second baseman for the Ducks, and Courtney Hawkins, who was on third base, took that opportunity and scored. So there's your scoring summary. Ray Fuentes steps in and hits a line drive that actually catches first base umpire Reggie Liggins on the back to foul ball. And they're gonna check on Reggie real quick. He's a tough cat over there. Good on Reggie. He doesn't even need the trainer to come look at him. That got him right in the back. That's gonna sting for a minute. Reggie Liggins, mainstay here at Sugarland. He's been an umpire for a long time, and he looks to be all right, so no harm there. That's going to sting, though, a little bit for me to say from the broadcast booth, but 0-1 now to Ray Fuentes, a center fielder. He is 1 for 2, had a single back in the 3rd inning. Foul back to Fuentes, also stole a base. Skeeters return home. It was a road trip to remember for sure, 5-2. All 5 of those wins came in a row. They lost the first 2 games out there in High Point that went on to win 5 in a row. Swing on a miss. Roy Merritt strikes out Fuentes there for out number 2 here in the 5th inning. And Roy Merritt, man, he's done a fantastic job. The only lefty on the staff, the pitching coach for your Skeeters, had allowed just 1 run in 10 innings of work this season, and through 4 2/3 tonight, just the 1 run. The 1 mistake pitch, David Washington took him deep. And he did to many others last year. He was second in the league with 24 home runs, so understandable there. It was Lombardozzi now, the second baseman, the former Washington National. Fouls that off to the right side. Lombardozzi, one of the many big leaguers on this Long Island roster. They're comprised of a lot of former Mets and just a lot of former big leaguers in general. They had former Mets lefty Jonathan Neese on their roster. He has since had his contract purchased. 0-1 to Lombardozzi from Merritt. Chop back to Merritt. He's got it. Easy flip over to Cordero. Makes it look casual, and Roy Merritt, through a 5th inning of work now, has allowed just 1 run on 5 hits. And your Skeeters are coming back to bat here in the bottom of the 5th, and they'll do so with a 3-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th here at Constellation Field.
Nothing provides the flexibility to watch the Skeeters on your time like our exciting mini plans for the 2019 season. Some of our plans include a fireworks plan with tickets to all of our Friday firework games. Catch the buzz on the weekends and come away with some of our hottest giveaway items with our Saturday night plan. Enjoy the ultimate flexibility with our Pick 8 plan, giving you the chance to pick out 8 games that work best for you. Visit SugarlandSkeeters.com to find out more information on all of our mini plans. Sugarland Skeeters, more than baseball.
What's up, dudes? Pamela Printing, the preferred printer of the Sugarland Skeeters, the name you hear most often in Fort Bend County. People are talking about quality, dependability, on time, and helpfulness in producing a great business piece for their company.
Texas Farm Bureau members get free tickets to Skeeters home games every Sunday all season long. Just show proof of your membership at the ticket office to get 2 free tickets to any Sunday home game while supplies last. Visit texasfarmbureau.org/sport to learn more about this offer and other benefits associated with your membership. This offer is exclusive to Texas Farm Bureau members and is only available while supplies last. So become a member today. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of the Sugarland Skeeters.
Time for the bottom of the 5th here on a Friday night at Constellation Field. The weather has held up beautifully, knock on wood, as Chris Hill, our president, heard him plenty on the last broadcast. He's back plenty. He's back in here, and I mentioned the weather because as the president of the team, that's something that you're obviously very focused on, and we had some flooding earlier this week, but it's held up beautifully tonight. Almost a picturesque Friday night for considering how it looked to
Well, it's been gray and overcast and drizzling rain all day, and that's the frustrating part. You don't know with the Houston forecast what you're going to end up getting, and